no numbers, there's no pictures, there's no videos, there's no gameplay. I don't like it.
Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, Freemers, we are back with some more Free Realm Sunrise news. Now, this isn't Free Realm Sunrise news per se. This doesn't come from Mayhem. It's not a video. We're going to talk about who owns Free Realms in general. The whole trademarked title, the name, who owns it? You know, who owns this product? Who owns this whole thing? Now, I've talked about it before in a couple of videos, and I've educated you guys on, like, you know, who actually owns Free Realms. And at the time of recording that video that I made, Daybreak owned Free Realms, which Daybreak used to be SOE, which was Sony Online Entertainment. It was a small little sub company of Sony, but a lot of people seem to think that Sony owns Free Realms, which was not the case. Now, what I would like to point out here is the trademark for Free Realms may have just, you know, expired. And I didn't realize that until I saw this Reddit post. So we're going to talk about this real quick and just kind of go into it. And I want to discuss this with you guys. Let me know your thoughts about this. But let's just go ahead and dive into this, man, because it's kind of bonkers. Kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So the post reads, "Who is Sam Kibet?" Now, I don't know who Sam Kibet is. I couldn't tell you. But I do want to read this comment from the original poster, which says, "To be clear, this is a filed, not registered trademark." So what does that mean? Basically, someone filed a trademark, and that's all they've done. It's not actually something that's registered in the trademark whole system. It's not like something that has been approved. It's something that's been filed. So someone has filed for the Free Realms trademark. It's not registered yet, which is interesting. So I don't know how long that whole process takes, but someone definitely filed for the trademark. The registration process hasn't been updated since last August when it was filed, so August 2023, which is interesting. I don't know why it would have been filed then, but I do want to bring up a point, probably why it hasn't been registered yet, but we'll get into that. Trademarks exist solely to protect brand names and thus operate on a use it or lose it basis, so to speak. I'm sure there's a fancy legal term for this, but I'm not a lawyer and thus not obligated to care. This is why the original trademark was dropped. Why would anyone in their right mind pay an attorney's fee to file for a trademark they wouldn't even use and likely won't pass registration? Also, what attorney in the right mind would agree to such a pointless filing? Now, here's the thing. It's interesting that, you know, this person doesn't seem to know what's going on here, but I do. So they ask, why would anyone in their right mind pay an attorney's fee to file for a trademark they wouldn't even use and likely won't pass registration? And also, what attorney in the right mind would agree to such a pointless filing? Well, depends. So the person who filed, obviously, to answer your first question, why would anyone in the right mind pay an attorney's fee to file for a trademark they wouldn't even use and likely won't pass registration? So if we're going to assume who filed this, like here, we'll look at the trademark because it's here, right? This is the trademark. So, new application record not initialized, not assigned to examiner. So the filing date was the 7th of August. The status date was the 10th of August. There's been nothing on this so far, but someone did file for this trademark. Now, it lists two people, Mark F. Wright, which is I believe the attorney who signed on to do this, and then, of course, Sam Kibet. Now, to answer your first question, why would anyone in the right mind pay an attorney's fee to file for a trademark they wouldn't even use and likely won't pass registration? Someone is going to use this trademark. Now, we don't know who Sam Kibet is. We don't. We could assume it's two people. And I just want to, like, speculate a little bit here. So my first thought to who is Sam Kibet and who would pay attorney's fee to file for a trademark they wouldn't even use, well, Mayhem. Mayhem is the one who would file for this trademark. Now, he's going to use it, obviously, because he's actively working on bringing this game back. Whether or not that happens or when it happens, we don't know. But Mayhem is the one person who would file for it. It doesn't make any sense for anyone else to file it, except for one other person. And I'm not, like, it's not like a person that I would name. Like, it's not a person I know. But it's someone, whoever's working on OSFR, that's that's the other person who could have filed this trademark. And again, they're going to use it because they are working on an open source free realms server or whatever. But yeah, whoever's working on OSFR, it could be anyone on that project, definitely filed a trademark for free realms. And likely won't pass registration. So it probably will pass registration, just because, like, it's not a pointless entity. Like, it does exist to some capacity. And dude, I mean, to answer the second question, also, what attorney in their right mind would agree to such a pointless filing? It's simple. Basically, and it's not a pointless filing. There is a point to it. And I'm sure Sam, if we're assuming that's Mayhem, pled his case to the attorney and was like, hey, I'm trying to bring this game back and I want the trademark. I want the rights to the game. And that's the whole thing. That's like, this isn't it's not a pointless filing if you think about it. There is a point to it. And if let's assume that no one from OSFR filed this trademark and it was actually Mayhem that did it. Right? Let's just assume that. If that's the case, then we're in business. Like, we're good to go. If this actually gets registered, and this is Mayhem who is filing for this trademark, we don't have to worry about the game ever shutting down. Mayhem brings it back, assuming, and he owns the trademark, assuming, then put 2 and 2 together, man. This game's never shutting down again. Like, we're going to have it forever. This is a really good thing. If this is the case and Mayhem did actually file for this trademark, cool. Neat. That's really awesome. Now, one thing I want to point out is, at one point, when did Daybreak stop owning free realms? Well, I do want to talk about one thing in particular is when does a trademark expire? Because I'm sure a lot of you would like to know. How long does a trademark last? So basically, it lasts 10 years, which is crazy because free realms shut down 10 years ago. But I do want to talk about when free realms actually came out, which was 2009. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, the trademark must have expired in 2019. I think you're wrong, because let's think about this real quick. 2009, it comes out, right? They file the trademark, it's good for 10 years. Now, I don't know if they renewed it early. They could have. Like Daybreak or SOE, they could have renewed this trademark in 2013. And if we're doing the math there, 10 years later, it's 2023. That's when this trademark was filed. So I'm assuming Mayhem did some research, found out when they actually renewed the trademark of Free Realms, and he renewed it like day after or something that it expired. That's what we can assume. Because, I don't think, like, if this trademark would have been filed, like, if it was this year that it was filed, then clearly Mayhem was waiting until after the 10-year anniversary of it shutting down. But no, he probably waited until, like, the renewal was up and he could put in an application. Now, it's not a guarantee that he actually gets this trademark registered. It's not. I wish it was. But I do think it's going to happen. It's going to take a while, but I do think it is going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to take. I would like someone to confirm that this is actually Mayhem, though. Not to out him, but, like, to be like, we have a good. We have, like a good in here. Like, there's no way Free Realms Sunrise could be shut down in the future if it ends up releasing. you know, we just have a guarantee, because that was my biggest fear with Free Realm Sunrise coming out, is will this game just shut down because Daybreak still owns it, which they do not. They don't own it anymore. They fortunately they don't own it anymore, so they don't have a say in Free Realms anymore. So no more yelling at Daybreak to bring this game back. It's all up to whoever owns this in the future. And obviously, you know, it's up to Mayhem to bring it back, or OSFR. Now, one thing I did, the last thing I kind of want to bring up, because I'm sure people are going to wonder about this, because there's kind of like this little divide between OSFR and FRS. It's weird, right? So imagine for a second that Mayhem is not the one who filed this trademark, and it's actually someone from OSFR. I do wonder what's going to happen, because if OSFR owns it, is my big thing, despite whoever owns the trademark in the future, I wonder if, let's say Mayhem, he owns it, is he going to shut down the OSFR project? Is he just going to can it? Like, is he just going to make everyone mad and be like, hey, you guys can't work on that anymore? That would be interesting to me. And then on the other side of the coin, would someone from OSFR do that and say, you can't work on FRS anymore? Like, I'm assuming here, I wonder if whoever owns the trademark is going to be like, give me all your work. Like, give me everything you've worked on. Give it to me. That would be kind of crazy, because I talked about in my whole, in the new video that Mayhem posted, I talked about how, like, there could be an Avengers Endgame type thing where the teams collide and they work on the project together. But I'm also wondering, like, if the trademark is just going to be this tool to use against either community. This is wild, man. This is crazy. Like, I don't want to think about that personally. I just want, you know, someone to own it and be like, hey, we can have this game now. Like, we can have Free Realms back, and that would be crazy if we did. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to actually happen, if this is going to be a registered trademark. I mean, it looks legit, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know if this is Mayhem. Cool, then we have a guarantee that we're gonna have this game back. I do think if OSFR becomes the main project and, like, it's the way to come back to Free Realms, I probably won't participate in it just because of people in that community. I'm more leaning towards Free Realms Sunrise. I think that's the most legit project that could come back. But I just want to see everyone work together. I think that would be neat, man. But this is kind of interesting. I just wanted to bring this up because I know a lot of people are talking about the new Free Realms Sunrise video, and there's a lot of mixed feelings on it. I get it, you know. Can't please everyone. But this is the one thing I did want to talk about because I thought it was interesting that this was filed in 2023, 2024. Who knows, man? Whoever, I do want to keep an eye on this to see if it's registered, because again, it's just a filed trademark. It's not actually, it's not there yet. You know, it's not ready to go. But I can't wait to see what happens in the future if Mayhem suddenly owns Free Realms, the trademark. That's a win for the community. Like, that is a win. Even if we don't have Free Realms Sunrise at that point, we own, or not we, but Mayhem owns the trademark, so there's no way it could ever be shut down. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. But clearly there is work being done to get this trademark in the hands of the right people. So we'll see what happens. But anywho, that's gonna be the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.